Welcome to this week's episode of the Elite Advisor Report, where I'm going to have the privilege of sharing something that has made a huge difference in my life and so many other top financial advisors, elite advisors netting over $1 million a year each and every year. What they do is they become the experts that the wealthy want. And this is just so important for you to rise to the occasion with everything that's going on politically, economically, and socially today. There is a huge opportunity. Let's take a look at the key takeaways we're going to have in this week's episode. Very first thing is to stop being what we call a hidden talent. And I'm going to get into what that means but it's that you are working hard, you're really talented, but you're not seen as an expert in your niche or community. And, what a shame, because you can make a huge difference in helping these clients make smart decisions about their money. Second, you're going to discover thought leadership and how becoming a thought leader is really going to be one of the key drivers of your success, because it's a key driver of the top financial advisors out there. And then we're going to talk about creating or curating thought leadership content and what that means, what's the difference, and what's the impact, but also how can you distribute it well and follow up to make a huge impact out there. I'm John Bowen. I'm CEO and founder of CED Worldwide, and let's get started. Okay, I want to ask you a fundamental question. When you need to seek somebody out to help you with an important task, or a project, whether it's at home or the office, who do you look for? An amateur or an expert? Okay, we don't, if it's a real easy thing, whoever is convenient, an amateur might be great. But if it's anything important, what it is, you want to work with an expert. And this is so important. And this is what elite advisors really recognize, that if they can rise to the occasion and become that expert that their clients want, their future clients want, and the COIs want, that's where it really takes off. So let me walk you through kind of what we call the expertise thought leadership matrix. And I want you to take a look, on the level of wealth management expertise, from a standpoint, and this would be the y-axis, high to low, and then the effective use of thought leadership content, low and high. And let's define together each of the quadrants. Okay, when we look at the very first quadrant, let's go to low in level of wealth management and low in the use of thought leadership. And quite honestly, I might be saying it a little too strong, but incompetent. They don't understand. You don't have the expertise. I know this isn't you for wealth management, and you don't have content. Okay, this is the pure amateur, and really nobody's going to call on them. Let's take it a step further. And they're really good use of thought leadership, but don't have the expertise. They're incompetent experts. And they're perceived as experts through their use of thought leadership. One of the most common areas that I see this all the time is, some of the talking heads on TV, some of the articles written in thought that are thought leadership that are really bad advice, both of those side. And these are incompetent experts. Okay, that's hopefully nobody here as well. So let's continue the journey. And as we continue up, what we find is, if you really have a high competence in the level of wealth management expertise, but you're low in thought leadership, this is what we call a hidden talent. And I got to tell you, this is a vast majority of good financial advisors. They're talented, but nobody knows where who they are. And so they're not sought out. In the last group, that has both the expertise of wealth management and they're also high in thought leadership, that's where they become the talented expert. And what's that bridge from the hidden talent to the talented expert? It's thought leadership. And that's what we're going to talk about is, how can you become the go-to advisor in your community, be that, talented expert that people want to seek out. Well, let's look at the 5 steps. First is being committed to be a thought leader. And, I always call it, hit the right button, commit to, put the flag in the ground, make that commitment to be a thought leader. And one of the recent surveys, I was just looking at some of the numbers, it's 80.5% of financial advisors we surveyed thought leadership would be important in growing their assets under management. Here's the big one though. 93.8% of those advisors who are netting over $1 million a year, who we define as an elite advisor, so that they are delivering the goods, a great experience, and doing exceptionally well consistently. 93.8% said it was important. So I got to tell you, if you want to go up what we call the hierarchy of advisor success, you want to be at the pinnacle of advisors. You want to be, not only yourself proud, but your teammates, your partners, your spouse, your everyone, your family, proud of what you're doing, the impact you can make. Then you owe it to yourself to be a thought leader. So, very first step is go ahead and commit to that thought leadership. Second, identify your sphere of authority. And what we're talking about here is who do you want to be a hero to? When you get up in the morning, you pull the covers over and say, I want you to be excited that you're going to go out and serve this group. You have the opportunity to serve, and by serving them well, you're going to do exceptionally well. That's what we're talking about here. So be really clear, because as we make the commitment to thought leadership, we want to distribute the thought leadership to the right people, and that's we call the sphere of authority. But I always like to just simplify it and say who you want to be a hero to. Okay, then access your thought leadership content. Now, you probably have more of this than you think. Now, one of the things, my partner, Russ Prince, and Russ has done over 60 books. I've done well over 20 books. The last 13 we've done together. Here's the challenge. We have a machine doing this, the research, the teammates, the writers, the editors, the printers, and all that stuff. When Russ and I, we've grown our businesses tremendously, each of our businesses, by doing this, and it's been interesting seeing the power of thought leadership. Now, here's one of the things that I want you to think about is you don't have to create. We did a lot of research, and we found and it kind of surprised us, the ability to curate other people's research is just huge. And this is so important because you need to have a consistent stream of high quality thought leadership that resonates with your market that you want to be a hero to. And at kind of a minimum monthly, but like it even more frequently in some cases, depending on the markets that you're working on. Well, that's where curating, so sharing other people's. As a matter of fact, here at CEG, one of the kind of the aha moments we had is we've been great at creating thought leadership in all our different businesses along the way. I used it to grow my business with 2 partners to a $2 billion advisory firm that we sold in the late 90s. We were the largest advisor at Schwab. And I just saw the power of thought leadership each and every time. Well, here's the issue. We started curating and testing it where we allow the advisors in our coaching program, encourage them to share the research. And lo and behold, writing, we have a whole series we call Virtual Family Inner Circle. These are special reports and flash reports that they can co-brand or rebrand in their look and feel. And it's just amazing, the impact. So look to your firm. Who are they creating? Any of the strategic partners you have, and you can go ahead and curate. You want to have a steady process of doing it. And then, one of the things that we have to think through is this whole next one is delivering your thought leadership. You're going to deliver to your clients. You want to reinforce that you are the expert that they want. The second thing is you want to do it to your prospective clients. letting them know that you're there for them. And the third is COIs. With COIs, you're really going to show them, and this is an advanced subject beyond this short YouTube video, but we use it to help coach, provide guidance to COIs, accountants, attorneys, other professionals, how they can increase their net income 20% or more, leveraging thought leadership, and then use the law of reciprocity to have them introduce you to their 5 best clients. It's been phenomenally successful. But you've got to have a consistent process of delivering the thought leadership. And the last is you follow up. This is, this is number 5, but it's the most important. If you're going to be successful on purpose, you've got to reach out. What good thought leadership does is it goes ahead and it creates a framing for you to go and really start great conversations with the right people. So what are the 5 steps? What we want to do is we want to commit to being a thought leader. Put that flag in the ground. Second, identify the sphere of authority, where you want to be that expert. Who do you want to be a hero to? And then access your thought leadership content. What content do you have at, if you're at a major firm, very likely they have thought leadership. If you're your investment companies you're working with, some of the other experts you're working with, or some of the coaching organizations like us. I don't think anybody has what we have, but a little bias there. But this is all we do, is creating, in our marketing is thought leadership part. And it's been unbelievably successful in every business. Deliver it. You got to have the process and the methods to get it out there, and then follow up. And it's really, great thought leadership. What it does is it starts conversations. You inspire the prospective clients to action. That's really where it works. Clients are positioned as expert. You're doing the same with a prospective client, but what's happening here that's so powerful is that they're seeing you as the expert they want to work with, and the COI is the same. See, it's all about moving up the hierarchy of advisor success. We want to help you move it up faster than you ever thought possible. And one of the things, let me blow it up and point out, that as you move up, rainmakers get the systems in place, oftentimes using thought leadership as a big foundation to have client referrals, and the elite at $1 million or more, they're building all the way up, but COIs. So this is a big separation where you can make a huge difference. And really, we are all so blessed in this industry that we get to do well by doing well by others. I want to point out, our belief. We know, I don't want to even say believe, but we believe you can build an amazing life of significance as a financial advisor. Take care of the people you love, causes you care about, and make a difference in the world, and do it by serving fewer but wealthier clients extremely well. And you can do it, raise up the hierarchy of success faster and with less effort than you ever thought possible. And one of the questions I get all along is, John, would you take a look at my practice to see what we could do to accelerate our success even more? And, really the vital few things that I need to do to break through, like becoming this expert, that we talked about today, and moving from a hidden talent to that talented expert. Well, the answer is yes. Every day, we've got a great team here at CG. We work with financial advisors just like you to show you the vital few things that you need to do to fast track your success for a simple and elegant, build a simple and elegant wealth management business that makes you indispensable to the right fit affluent clients. To do that, below there should be a link to schedule a strategy call. We call it the best year ever consultation. The reason is we want you to have the next 12 months be the best ever. If you're looking at this video anywhere else other than at cgworldwide.com, make sure to go back, look for conferences, events we're doing. There's some freebies there, a lot of good things, and make sure that you become the expert that your wealthy clients want. You have the opportunity to move from being a hidden talent to that talented expert, that go-to advisor that changes the life of your clients, all your future clients, and the COIs that you choose to be a strategic partner with. Don't let them down.